You know, I've never trusted protests. They rarely force businesses or politicians to change. Instead, they feel like a trap, a way to funnel collective rage into performative chaos, reinforcing the very systems of military and state control that we claim to resist. If we're shouting at leaders who built their power on stolen land, how can we expect for them to hear us? How do you impeach a president violating human rights on territory that was never theirs to govern or to begin with? The entire colonial project is illegitimate, spiritually, metaphysically, and morally. But if we know that consciousness is the only true reality, why keep playing their physical game? Why exhaust ourselves in battles staged on their terms? The real disruption begins when we reject the illusions of power and return to the ancient tools that they tried to erase, like meditation, sacred ceremony, collective prayer, and the unbreakable universal laws of energy. They want us angry and scattered, but our ancestors are whispering a different collective path right now, to go inward, to align, and to remember to use your energy and your currency for your true power. Imagine millions of us synchronized in ritual, not begging for change, but enforcing it, directing unified intention towards dismantling oppression at its root. The colonizers' weakness is in their disconnection from land and spirit. Ours is forgetting that we've always had the tools to reclaim this shit to begin with. Spiritual counterintelligence is what is called right now. It is the art of using ancestral wisdom, metaphysical warfare, and collective consciousness to disrupt the oppressive systems on the ancestral plane before they manifest physically. Tyrants fear the dead because they know that our ancestors hold the memory of their crimes. This system thrives on disconnection. So our power lies in reconnection, ancestral communication, and cosmic communication. Call those who fought on the oppression in their time, the warriors, the healers, the tricksters. Call on the elements, say their names. Colonizers rewrote history, but it's time for us to reclaim it. Hold public and private ceremonies to remember their crimes into the collective consciousness, pouring libations and monuments to confront their lies. Reclaim sacred math symbols. Use the Andikra and other Celtic knots to encode liberation in arts and graffiti and tattoos. Make sure that we leave anonymous notes in public and spaces where we have ancestral messages. Let them know that the land remembers their name. Colonizers feared the indigenous and ancestral practices for a reason, because they disrupt the illusion of their control, of slavery, genocide, and forced assimilation tied to sever our connection to those who came before us. But when we venerate our ancestors, we reactivate spiritual sovereignty. The truth is that no government or law can govern our relationship with the unseen. This is spiritual impeachment. This land spits you out. This is a divine subpoena. We're writing your crime on paper, on red paper, and burn it and say, by the power of fire and spirit, all the gold gods answered. The history shows in the Haitian Revolution how they succeeded through voodoo ceremonies and hoodoo ceremonies. The fall of the Berlin Wall was preceded by mass prayer vigils. Colonial collapses always begin when the oppressed remember their power. The tyrant is already impeached in the spiritual realm. We just got to make it a reality, y'all. So stay 10 toes down, stay grounded, and make sure that you are fighting in the spiritual before you fight in the physical.